What I'm looking for is a story, always looking for a story. And you'll find that the stories in people's lives, the ones that are the most meaningful and impactful and interesting, tend to revolve around a certain emotion, whether that be extreme anger, extreme fear, extreme sadness, extreme happiness. And then one day I was on the subway in Chicago and I saw these two kids that didn't even know each other. And they were looking up, and they both had the exact same expression on their face. And I just had to have the photo. So I really nervously got my camera out of my bag and snapped the photo, kind of hoping nobody would see. And that was the first portrait I took. And ever since then, I was consciously looking to take photos of people. But, at first I wouldn't ask anybody. I couldn't imagine anybody would let me take their photo. So I would just kind of walk up and snap and hope they didn't see, but a lot of times they did, and it kind of led to me getting in fights and altercations. So I knew that I couldn't do that anymore, so I just started asking people. And at first, I'd be nervous when I'd ask, which would make them nervous, and they would say no. But then I got calmer, and they got calmer, and now it's just kind of second nature.
Street lights at night time, all our demons come back alive. Neon, our song of revolution coming alive. Suddenly you look the same as he or she or me. In the city second, your eyes are open to the one.
I spend my summers in India, and my goal is to expose the reality of India through the lens of my Nikon D600 and the voice of a Western-educated youngster. I never took a class in photography, and I don't think I ever will. You just can't teach someone how to capture raw emotion, because raw emotion can't be feigned. Every time I meet somebody, I fall in love with them a little bit, so that way, they're the center of my universe for that small period of time, and I can see the best of them. I want to capture the intrinsic beauty in people, the laughter and the glee, the heartbreak and the anguish. I'm a native New Yorker, so I know that it's become all too easy to remain consumed in yourself in a big world like New York and India. You get so caught up in the minutiae of your own life, and you stop looking around to really connect with the people, so it's impossible to realize that every person out there is just like you. There's this word that I fell in love with a while back, sonder. It's the realization that every random passerby is living a life that is as vivid and intricate as your own, complete with their own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And to them, you're just a passing figure on the street too. Sonder seized my awareness. People were no longer just strangers. I began to feel a deep connection to the people I stood in line with outside Starbucks in the heart of winter, desperate for a coffee. With the lovers walking arm in arm along the dewy grasses of Central Park, the panhandlers raising up their worded cardboard signs to all those who lost their ability to see, to really see. I think that Brandon Stanton is a Sonder, and his desire to know and feel for others is within me too. So in June of 2012, as my junior year ended, I left for India with my Christmas present in hand, and followed the road that Mr. Stanton paved. The Facebook blog was created the day I reached my motherland, and the first picture uploaded was captured that very day. I don't know if our project will ever achieve anything majorly significant, if anybody actually wants to witness me disentangling all sorts of things and meanings, if anybody will ever acknowledge that my message is here. But that's alright. I'll make an attempt. I will babble with unflogging resolve and stray along all the right roads, maybe even some wrong, and make numerous mistakes, but eventually, I hope I will find my voice that will open eyes and speak a truth or two to you and to me.
We just finished up for the day, and I think if there's one more thing that I wanted to say, it was that, people ask me a lot if I thought about doing this for other cities, both here in America and around the world. And, I do think about that a lot, and I think it would be an absolutely amazing thing for one day there to be an entire map of the world, and you can click on any different region in any part of the world and scroll through the faces of the people who live in that place. And, when I was young, I always thought that the best way to get something done would be to, come up with the idea and just make, the perfect plan. And then everybody would get really excited about that plan, and it couldn't help but happen. But, as I get older, I realize that people have very busy lives, and that the best way to get something accomplished is probably just to show that it can be done.